Batra Daf Kuf Mem Dalet, continuing from Kuf Mem Rima Amud Beba Mishnah. Hiniach Banim Gidulim Uktain. Someone passed away, left adult and minor sons. Hishbihu Gidulim Metanechasim. If the adult children then improve the estate, Hishbihu the Emsa. Everybody splits it, even the minor kids, even though they didn't have anything to do with the investment. Imamru, but if the adult kid said, Ru'uma Shaniach Abba, look what father left us. Let's work on it, let's invest it and eat for ourselves, yani for ourselves. Hishbiya Nasman, and they get the profit. The China should be to a woman who improved the estate that she got with her other people that she's inheriting with. She improves it for everybody else as well. Remember, but she says, look what my husband left me. I'm going to invest it. Then she gets it as well. She gets it for herself. The only time that it goes to the middle is when they invested in the actual estate. Let's say they improved it through their own funds. They used the father's field, but they improved it through their own funds, however, and they get the profits. The father only left them deny like a covered water item. You split it, but that's considered a personal investment that you added to it, and therefore it should not be split. The Gemara says no. All you got to do is guard it. There's not much to it by renting it out, and therefore even the kids are able to do it, and therefore it's considered a cumulative, and therefore they all split. Amru, they had said it. They mentioned at the beginning that they're investing it for themselves. They split it. Where it says that Safra passed away, Safra's father passed away, and left him money. Shakfinu avad behu iska. They took the money and did business with it, and they got a profit. They came to Rava to say, we got to split with Safra's profits. And he said to him, he said to them, no. Safra Gavra Rabba, who was a big rabbi, he wouldn't leave his learning just to work for other people to gain, therefore he must have done it for himself. Woman, right? We said same case. If the woman profitized by investing, it goes for everybody else as well. The Gemara says, Isha ben why is she touching their business? Isha the case who she inherits with her kids. So maybe it's not the normal way for women to do business. So therefore, even if she doesn't mention specifically and specify that she's doing it for herself, maybe she should be keeping it. Therefore, the answer is she doesn't get it. Next. She says that I did it for myself, I get it. Maybe you might say that she shouldn't get rewarded because maybe she's getting praised. Maybe they say, oh wow, look at this lady, she's working for the orphans. Maybe she'll waive the profits and share it. Doesn't like that. Okay. Says if someone marries off his oldest son in a house, like a wedding house, the son acquires it afterward. B'dafka that go the only place the oldest son. B'dafka betula only referring to where he's marrying a betula, a virgin. B'dafka isha rishona only when he's marrying off he's marrying his first wife. B'dafka shehesi rishona only when he's marrying him off first. These are the prerequisites. Where it says pshita if it's obvious that if the father left him the wedding house that has an upper floor, Bayit Kanali only acquires the main floor house, but not the upper floor. Bayit Vasadama, what's the halacha regarding a wedding house with a porch in front of it? Shnei Batim Zil and Pinimzu, or let's say two houses, one inside the other. Are both cases considered, obviously, respectively, considered one item or separate? The Gemara says, Metzveh. If the father left him a wedding house and furniture, for example. He acquires the furnishings, Bayit Lokana, he does not acquire the house. So we see from here that you don't acquire the wedding house. The Gemara says, no, the father's storage house was there, and therefore he obviously did not want him to keep everything. Even if he left a small birdhouse there, then the father is showing the son he doesn't want to give it to him, and the son does not acquire it. I feel even the pot of fried fish. One time Rav Zusha married his son, but the son he left a shoe hanging in the house to show that doesn't want his son to acquire it. Rashi married off his son, he hung himself a cup of oil in the wedding house as a sign that he doesn't want his son to acquire it. Sorry. Tama. These following three halachot, we make them as if they're halacha Moshe Messina without any specific reason. The first halacha is mentioned with the wedding house. Ida, the second halacha, Amar Rav Yudam Shmuel, HaKotev Kun Nachal Yishal, someone writes all of his property to his wife, Lo Asa Ela P'terpa. She only becomes the administrator, the person in charge of the property. She doesn't actually keep it. Ida, Amar Rav, and the third one is that Rav said, "Manali B'yatcha Tirenu Leponi." We have famous concept. If I give $100 to one guy to acquire it for someone else, then that is a good acquisition through Ma'amad Shloshtan. Okay, Mishnah. Achina Shutafin, brothers who are partners. Shenafal Echad Mehen Lunut, one of them got work. We'll explain what this means. Nafal Emsa, he keeps it into the common estate as a split with them. Halab ben Tarpav, he got sick and then healed. And Tarpav Mishal he can heal himself from his own, he has to heal himself from his own resources. The brothers do not pay for the doctor bills. What's going on? Tanahai Umanut. The Bar mentioned that when they were saying he's working, what does it mean? The Umanut Melech referring to where you got serviced by the king. The king would require families to serve as like tax collectors by family. So over here we're talking about a case where this brother got called in because that was the family's turn and because the father died already. If one of the brothers, they became appointed the tax collector or the guy in charge of the troops. If it's because of the brothers, and the profits go to the brothers. But if he had his own reason why he became in charge because of his own merits, then he keeps the profits himself. What's the hadush? No, let's see the hadith. Maybe you might say that even though he got chosen because of the brothers, maybe he got chosen out of the brothers because he's sharper or he's better. Maybe you might say that because he's better, and therefore he should keep the profits. No. One of the brothers took $200. The mod Torah, the mother went to learn Torah, learn a profession. The brothers can tell him, if you're living with us, you get food. If you're living with us, you don't get food. The Gemara says, who cares where he's living? Let him just give it to him regardless. The Gemara says no. It doesn't mean literally there's bracha in the house, but rather means it makes sense for them to have him live locally because it's cheaper to support more people in a single house and cheap them than supporting them in separate houses. So they pay for separate bills there, separate everything there. You can have one pot over here for everybody versus if he lives somewhere else, he has to buy him his own pot, his own food. So therefore, they want him to live in here because it's cheaper to have more people under the same roof. Where it says, if that's the case, if it costs $1,000 elsewhere, but $100 to live under the roof, at least give him $100, let him live elsewhere. Where I said, it's true, that would work. Okay. The guy became sick and he's healed, he has to heal from himself. The Gemara says, that only applies when he became sick through negligence. But if he became sick by accident, out of his control, he can take the money for the doctor bills from the family estate. Like Gemara says, what does it mean negligence? Everything that happens to the person is from Shemaim, except for getting a cold or sick because of negligence of not taking care of yourself in the cold. We learn from here that a person has to be careful with his body to make sure that he is responsible not to get sick.